Good evening, all you folks out there in YouTube land. Thrash Pondo here, and today I have a special little treat for you. It's a independent film from a group of New York, I guess you would call them improvisational players, and it's called Crime Travelers: The Adventures of David Slade from 1922. And really, the story behind this is almost even more interesting than the actual movie itself. Long story short, I went to high school with this young man, this gentleman by the name of Nick Garofolo, and he actually moved to New York, and for the last few years has been doing improvisational theater out there. Real cool, huh? Yes. I bumped into him the other day, and of all places, the supermarket. I guess he's back on the Cape now, at least temporarily. And I was like, yeah, I'm Facebook friends with him, so I'm like, yeah, I've been like seeing all this stuff you've been doing. Is there anything else, I should know about? And he told me about this film, and this is something really slick. It's sort of done in the spirit of David Lynch in a very, I don't know if ambiguous is the right word, but you actually have to question the very foundations of reality during it. It's basically this story of this David Slade, who is a time traveling secret agent, but you don't really know, is he a time traveling secret agent, or is he in fact just a drug addict slash street person in New York who fantasizes about having all these political intrigues and international adventures? Or, and there's another possibility that they mention in passing. It's sort of an MK Ultra type situation where he actually may have been working for the government at one point, but they do that MK Ultra thing where they subject him to experimental drugs, which has caused his perception of reality to sort of bottom out. And I don't know if any of you have read Brian Aldiss. If you're a friend of my channel, you should at least be familiar with the name. It kind of reminded me a little bit of something he did called Brothers in the Head, which takes place after World War III, where the enemy drops hallucinogenics, which causes the survivors of the war to question everything. But yes, again, definitely something out of David Lynch. He's going around trying to make heads or tails out of what he's doing. You don't know if these are his friends who've turned on him. You don't know if they're secret agents from the other side who he has somehow managed to seduce. But he kind of he works with what he's got, basically, trying to make sense out of a world which makes absolutely no sense. And again, there it's done in segments. It almost works as an anthology. Apparently, it was made over different times, much like the Idaho Transfer, where they would have to, because again, it was made on a shoestring budget. Again, I have never felt a budget should be a constraint for telling a good story and making an experimental film. So they had to stop and then pick it up later on, and some of the people from before weren't available, so they had to start again with some new cast members, which I think actually works. I mean, in political intrigues, people are constantly popping in and out for whatever reasons. And but you don't know these female operatives. Again, are they actually female operatives, or are they just other street junkies who he's associated with? Uh, his best friend, is that his operator, or is it just his drug dealer? And it reminds me a lot of some of the experimental cinema we were working with back in the '80s. Some kind of quasi surreal short films which never got off the ground. But that was the beautiful thing about the '80s, is there was nothing off the table. People just made bizarre black and white short films, sometimes with no sound, homages to other great filmmakers. Again, never kind of got off the ground, but hey, maybe soon. But check out this film again. It's called Crime Travelers: The Adventures of David Sloan from 1922. You can find it on Tubi. That's where I found it. And one of the funnest things about it for you film buffs out there is half the fun watching it is they make references to all these other films like, oh my gosh, that's from Excalibur of all things, and oh my gosh, that's a reference to uh time travelers or time sorry, time riders. Although time travel would work as well. Again, because there's a certain amount of time traveling going on, they make reference to their time travel movies. So again, while you're watching it, try to spot all the references of other films that you can. Might make a fun drinking game. And again, it stars an old associate of mine, friend from school many, many years ago, Nick Garofolo, who again, he wants to do more films. So keep watching. I might have more films for you from him at some point down the pike. But that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, be good, be safe, be careful. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all again very, 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 very soon. Peace.